James Stewart, born James Maitland Stewart on May 20th, 1908, in Indiana, Pennsylvania, finally broke his silence on Gary Cooper, reflecting with admiration and quiet reverence on a man who profoundly influenced both his craft and his understanding of integrity. Stewart's upbringing in a close-knit small-town environment instilled in him discipline, courtesy, and responsibility, traits that would shape his personal life and screen persona. His father owned a hardware store, and while young Jimmy was expected to follow in his footsteps, he discovered early passions for music, performing on the accordion, and school productions, though acting was not his initial ambition. At Princeton University, where he studied architecture, Stewart became involved in drama and music, joining the Triangle Club and finding a natural talent for performance, surrounded by a creative circle that would guide his future. After graduating in 1932, he abandoned architecture, moving to New York City to act on Broadway, where his raw sincerity and emotional vulnerability distinguished him from more polished performers. Hollywood soon took notice, and he signed with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, beginning a slow but steady ascent marked by relatability and authenticity rather than conventional leading man glamour. Early films like You Can't Take It With You, 1938, showcased his warmth and humor, while collaborations with Frank Capra, especially Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, 1939, established him as an icon of integrity, earning his first Academy Award nomination. Winning Best Actor for The Philadelphia Story, 1940, affirmed his versatility. Yet at the peak of fame, Stewart made a decision that set him apart. In 1941, he enlisted in the Army Air Corps following the U.S. entry into World War II, flying combat missions over Europe, rising to colonel and later brigadier general in the Air Force Reserve, and earning multiple medals for bravery. The war profoundly changed him, adding emotional depth and introspection to his post-war performances, beginning with It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, a role that captured human vulnerability and resilience and has since become legendary. Stewart's versatility continued through the 1950s, including collaborations with Alfred Hitchcock in Rear Window, 1954, Vertigo, 1958, and The Man Who Knew Too Much, 1956, where he embraced darker, more psychologically complex roles, and later in westerns like Winchester, 73, 1950, and The Man from Laramie, 1955, portraying morally conflicted men with quiet introspection. His personal life, long guarded, shifted at 41 when he married Gloria Haytrick Milam in 1949, embracing family life and adopting her two sons while welcoming twin daughters, building a home defined by loyalty, love, and stability away from Hollywood's glare. For decades, Stewart and Gary Cooper were frequently compared, yet Stewart rarely spoke publicly about Cooper until later in life. When he did, his words were measured, admiring Cooper's stillness, restraint, and authenticity, qualities Stewart studied and sought to emulate. People always tried to put Gary and me in the same sentence, he said, noting Cooper's ability to hold a scene in quiet honesty, his moral authority and courage resonating deeply with audiences. Stewart admired Cooper's willingness to age naturally on screen, his personal humility, and the dignity he brought to both life and art, qualities that mirrored Stewart's own values. Their shared service during World War II further deepened his respect, reinforcing the quiet heroism Cooper embodied. Reflecting on Cooper's death, Stewart observed, "When Gary died, something went out of the movies. Not just a star, but a kind of truth, capturing the void left by a man whose sincerity and moral clarity were unmatched." Stewart's own later years were marked by profound loss after Gloria's death in 1994, leading him to retreat from public life into quiet solitude, a choice reflecting both grief and acceptance. Despite declining health and the passing of time, Stewart remained dignified and private until his death from a heart attack in July 1997 at age 89. In breaking his silence about Cooper, Stewart offered more than praise. He offered a reflection on integrity, authenticity, and the power of subtle heroism, a tribute from one American legend to another, underscoring that true greatness in film and in life is often most profound when it speaks quietly yet resonates forever.